very tragic news. It's coming early this morning. Social media star Poonam Panday is no more. Poonam Panday's team has confirmed her demise. She succumbed to cervical cancer. Poonam was diagnosed with cancer a few months ago. Poonam Panday is said to have died at her family home in Uttar Pradesh. Very, very tragic news coming to fore. She has been a social media sensation, clearly a star, very young, ambitious, 32-year-old Poonam Panday unfortunately succumbs to cervical cancer. Poonam was diagnosed a few months ago. Let me cut across to Sana Farheen, joining us live from Mumbai to give us more information on this. Sana, we have heard of Poonam Panday's demise through her social media platforms. We understand her manager has now confirmed that she has died in her family home, and the reason given is cervical cancer.
Exactly, that's the news that has just come up. Of course, it was a social media post that revealed that she had cervical cancer and that she passed away today morning. Of course, it's unbelievable. Her fans are yet to believe it. Everyone's talking about it, if it's a prank, if it's actually truth. But her manager has confirmed that she was diagnosed with cancer a few months back and she was traveling to Kanpur, her hometown, and she was there. The funeral is supposed to be also happen there since her family is there. That's the latest information. And her manager, Nikita Sharma, has just confirmed to us that she passed away today morning, and her unwavering spirit amidst her health struggles was truly remarkable. That's her quote that she has shared with us.
You know, and that's totally believable because she's spoken to India Today very recently and has been a very ambitious person, spirited person. We know the kind of controversies she ran into every now and then, but yet came out confident and moved, forged ahead despite all that, controversies that would surround her. A really fearless girl, 32-year-old. Very tragic to hear, and this comes just a day after the government has launched the cervical cancer vaccine for young girls age 9. Give us more on when was she diagnosed and what more has her team said about it? How was she handling it in the months that she got to know that she has cervical cancer?
Absolutely, Poonam has lived her life in her own terms, and her team has said that it was just a few months back that she got to know, and it was probably quite late that the diagnosis happened, and that is why the recovery was, of course, and it is said that she was very spirited throughout her struggles, throughout her health struggle, and the funeral is supposed to also happen in Kanpur. And of course, she was recently last seen in lockup, where we got to actually see her true self, because from what we've seen on social media, it's just the bold avatar that Poonam has presented. But in lockup, we actually got to see her human side because it was a 24/7 captured reality show. So we got to see who Poonam Pandey was in real life.
All right. Stay with us, Sana. I'm going to cut across to Sneha Murdani, who's been very closely tracking the cervical cancer and its repercussions. This is shocking, Sneha, what we see of Poonam Pandey just a day after the government launched a vaccine for cervical cancer for young girls. Here is Poonam Pandey, news coming in that she's died of cervical cancer.
That's right. You know, Nabila, first of all, yesterday when the government said that we encourage vaccination in girls as young as 9 years of age, it gotten a lot of excitement within the medical community, which I actually consider really myself a part of. I'll tell you why. Because how many cancers in the world, how many cancers actually are preventable? This is a cancer which is preventable. Can you imagine, Nabila, that there has been a vaccine for cervical cancer for more than 17 years in India? Yes, extremely expensive. Yes, less awareness. Yes, hardly any takers. But the good news yesterday from the government was that the homegrown vaccine is here for us. It's been made by the Serum Institute of India, and the cost and all of that is still being discussed. But the fact of the matter is that we have now access to a vaccine. This information truly comes as a shock. 32 is clearly no age to die, but cervical cancer, I would like to tell our viewers, affects younger women. The vaccine is for women, and it can, parents can go in for the vaccine ensure that the doses are taken. This can start from the age of 9. To tell our viewers that up till the age of 27, women can take the vaccine against cervical cancer. Also, let me tell you that regular pap smear tests that can be done once in 3 years to rule out cervical cancer is extremely effective. Also,
Right.
you know, before we hand it over to our entertainment reporter, I just want to tell you, Nabila, that the dangerous part about cervical cancer is that until you are in the last stage of cancer, the symptoms don't really show. That's the worrying bit of cervical cancer, that only when you are in the final stages of the disease, symptoms show up. And that's the reason why
Sneha,
awareness and screening is so important.
I believe that that's precisely what's happened with Poonam Pandey. Very shocking that she's died of cervical cancer in just months after being diagnosed.